How's it going, everyone? My name's John with Blackbird Productions, and if you're watching this after 4th of July, I hope you had a wonderful holiday. In today's video, I'd like to talk about some of the quote-unquote hidden costs that you might incur when you're taking on debt for a new Tesla. And I'd like to make this video concise and helpful. So what I'll be doing is putting this video together in sections that include my personal opinions and some tips that you can follow as you're shopping around for a new Tesla. But first, please consider subscribing and liking the video. This helps my content get recommended to other people that might be interested in purchasing a new Tesla. Thanks. So first, let's get down to the tricky stuff. Tesla would like you to believe that they create new sub $30,000 vehicles in today's market. And this just simply isn't true. When you click on where it says from $33,000 after estimated savings on their website, it goes to their pricing calculator, which is pretty deceptive in and of itself, just because it brings you to the cash tab. So essentially, if you're paying cash and you're taking on the estimated gas savings, which I think is also bogus, you're paying $33,000. That's where they're getting that figure from. The reality is not everyone drives the same as what Tesla would like to believe with their estimated gas savings. Some people have to travel further, and some people, for example, in my case, I work remotely, so I don't really have to travel that often. So here's my first tip. My first tip is to use this calculator at your discretion. However, use it as a tool. Use it as a starting point. Do not use this calculator thinking that, oh, this is the price I'm going to pay, when in reality, it's just simply not true. My second tip is, although you're going to be getting some gas savings by owning the car and driving it around, you won't really know what those gas savings are until you actually get the car and use it. So what I did when I purchased my new Tesla Model 3 Performance is I actually subtracted the $5,000 or whatever cost they have on there when you're putting your cost analysis together, and based the vehicle price on the tax incentive and the base price. And again, that was just a starting point. I didn't really know the real cost until I actually got the invoice from Tesla on the day of delivery, practically. My third tip is to pay close attention to the tax incentive itself when you're choosing options for the car, like different colors, interior packages, etc. The reality is Tesla's prices are always soon to be changing. And in fact, when I bought my new Tesla, the base price was about $1,000 under what it is today. And the base price for my car with the options that I had, not including all of the non-Tesla fees and taxes and things like that, it came up to be $54,490, which is very, very close to not being qualifiable for the tax credit. But thankfully, it was able to meet those requirements. And to give you some context, the federal tax credit requirements for sedans in the US can't exceed $55,000 as part of the requirement. So just keep that in mind as you're clicking through options and customizing your Tesla for purchase. So now I'd like to get into some of my opinions about the cost of a brand new Tesla. The first thing is, personally, I don't feel that financing a brand new Tesla is in anyone's best interest as of right now in our current economic climate. I do follow the Model 3 subreddit, and I see a lot of people putting together financing customizations. And I've seen some that range into the $1,000 a month range, and they have questions where they ask like something like, oh, is this a good deal? And it's like $1,000 to like $2,000 a month, and it's just like head scratching. And I don't know, I feel like I'm not really the person to tell you what to do with your money. But in my opinion, if you're paying $1,000 a month for a car, you probably can't afford it. But it's not the end of the world, because you can get a lightly used Tesla Model 3 or Model Y, to that matter, for a sub $20,000 payment. And that's significantly less than a brand new Tesla, being in the sub $50,000 to even $60,000 range. And when you get a used Tesla, you're pretty much getting the same experience. especially if you go for one of the older 2023 or 2022 Model 3s. And believe it or not, I was actually shopping those around before I got my new Model 3 Performance. The only reason why I didn't go with that older model is because I wanted the best and most up-to-date car Tesla had to offer. I also couldn't bring myself to like the front fascia for the older Tesla, just being that it looks kind of fishy and it just doesn't sit right with me. So I like the newer ones better. The second opinion I have is around leasing. I think leasing could be a good option. However, you have to look at the fine print when you're signing leasing deals. Specifically with Tesla, one of the things that they actually do is when you return the vehicle after your lease is over, they actually inspect the car for wear and tear, and you do have to pay based on what they find. So all in all, leasing is definitely cheaper than financing, and it gives you sort of like a try before you buy sort of scenario, where you might be on the fence on whether or not you want to buy a Tesla, or maybe you're just stuck in a scenario where you're just questioning whether or not the car would be a good fit for you and your needs. You'll have that time with your lease period to buff those things out and figure out if it would be a good fit for what you need the car to do. So that is the video for today. And if you have any tips that you want to share, please put them in the comment section down below. I try to reply to every comment that I get, and also subscribe if you would like to see more Tesla content. Thanks for watching.